that session. Okay. So Disha, you can hello. Disha, you can start out. Okay. You can start introducing all of them one by one.
Sure. Thank you, Ajay. Thank you for that. And next person, Simranjeet Singh, please keep yourself on mute, please. Simranjeet, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, but actually I'm not able to turn off my mic because my screen is not turning on.
Okay.
So there
Okay,
is
no
some
problem,
issue
no
with my
problem.
mobile.
Okay. Sure, no problem.
You can join again.
Okay.
No?
Yeah, I'm trying to leave the meeting. I'll join from my laptop.
Great, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So first of all, let's start the session with a great note. And I would like to take some time to appreciate that we all took some time out to discuss on the very important day, and that we have our own deliverables today to the client, that is ITR deadline. So consider that thing. We will be keeping this discussion very short and sweet and definitely very productive. Apart from that, thank you all for participating in this session. There are some points I would like to take your 2 minutes on that. Firstly, this session will be in 2 parts. Also, I will tell you the bifurcation. Part 1 will be covered by our guests and speakers, where they will be guiding us about various perspectives of their achievements, and also will tell us what obstacles they face in their journey of IT search and how they are coping with the pressure of CA final studies alongside. Okay, and once all the guests are done with their parts, we will be leaving the meeting and then rejoin for part 2, because we have to record it separately, where in the part 2, my friend Ajay Gupta will be describing in detail about the myths, queries, and most importantly, how to apply for IT. Apart from that, he'll be sharing some practical examples as well. So part 2 will be open for Q&A. So part 2 will be open for Q&A as well. So in case you have any question which is not answered during the session, you may proceed in that. So I hope I am clear to all. Shall we start with the session now? So first of all, I would like to mention this girl who not only was able to crack interview and placed in a very reputed organization, but also cleared her CA finals with flying colors, that is all India rank 26, within a leave period of 3 months. We all are very blessed that we can have a one-on-one conversation with Priya. So now no more build up in the interest of time. Priya, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Disha, for having me here. And you guys are doing very great thing, because a lot of people have these questions in their mind. I did also have these questions which I could not find answers for. So now this is a very good thing you all are doing. So starting with my introduction, what I am doing or who I am. So myself, Priya Jain, I recently cleared in May 2022 with an All India rank 26. I'm currently doing my CA industrial training in Aditya Birla Group at Mumbai. I'm basically based out of Rajasthan, and I did my articleship from Rajasthan only, the 2 years of articleship. And in my CA Inter, I also got a rank, All India rank 39. So if we talk about then how a brief about how did I apply and all these things. So I applied through LinkedIn vacancies, there was Telegram groups, there's a lot of things. I searched about these things, and then I applied, then got responses from few companies. From few I got, so got interviewed at few and then selected in ABG. So that was a brief about this journey. And basically, if I mention about what is the work profile I'm having. So basically, I worked on a corporate governance project for the initial period of my industrial training till the date of my leaves. And thereafter, I worked on kind of SEBI regulations and the compensation benchmarking part, a mix of that. Currently, I'm still in my articleship. So I have my 2 months pending. So I'm still serving my remaining tenure at AVG. What I wants to share is, so basically, I had completed my 2 years of articleship before joining IT. So before that, I had completed my ITT and the MCS thing. So that does not become a a thing of giving a thought to that, because that might take some period of your leaves if you join without completing them. If if I talk about the classes which I had completed before joining IT, so I had completed around mostly 5 classes. Mostly around 5 classes I had completed before joining IT. So I was only left with I can say the GST, sorry,
Priya,
IDT, and
sorry to disturb you in the between. Sanju Bansal,
yeah.
can you please hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
I
Priya,
unmuted
please
it.
resume.
Okay. So before joining IT, I had completed 5 classes, and in my IT, I was doing the DT part and the IDT part. So if I talk about the number of hours we used to study or we need to study to get an edge of doing all these things, so I used to study like around 5 to 6 hours I have to manage for the classes. So classes and revisions, including all these things, we have to manage for 5 to 6 hours per day, I think. And on the weekends, of course, we got a lot of time if you are not working on weekends. So I barely worked on weekends, so I got a lot of time on weekends. So I covered most of my things on weekends only. So that was a good thing I had, that I was not working on weekends. And I also got 3 months study leaves from my CA finals, and plus 14 days or 13 days I can say, because the ICI postponed the exams to 14th of May. So I got plus 13 days also. And of course, in those 3 months, the life is very crucial. You'll face a lot of things. You'll face a lot of distractions, and you have to manage yourself. You have to handle yourself. You have to be very clear that what you're gonna do in those 3 months. Plan accordingly. If I talk about the brief about my strategy in the 3 months period, what I did was I basically bifurcate the things into 3 revision I have to make, and then I allocated 5 to 6 days per subject for the first revision, and around 3 or 3 to 4 days accordingly, balancing other subject if the other subject is not very lengthy. And then the 2 sessions of the mock test I had given. So basically we can say I had prepared for the exam before I had actually appeared for the exam. So I had wrote 2 mock tests for each subject, as far as I remember, for each subject. Yeah. So basically that was 15 plus 15 days kind of a thing, where I was appearing for exams, but just for my sake, so that I can have a hang on how I should write the paper and all. And industrial training opportunity, if we talk about, there's a lot of opportunity and people are hiring. There's also a lot of hype about industrial training. But what I want you to remember, what you want to see is make sure that you have a very good practice of the classes you had already completed in your 18 months. Because if you have just not completed 1 or 2 classes, then it will be waste to going in IT, because you will left with nothing when you are on your CA finals leave period or studies, because that also matters a lot. Because we are not here to just have the training, we are here to clear the exams. So before that, just give yourself a thing that are you ready for that? Because some companies might, in some companies you have to work a lot, like 12 hours a day or more than that. So think accordingly, that are you able, have you made your things clear, have you completed your few classes at least, so that you have a sense of accomplishment in your mind, that okay, I had completed at least few classes, so even I can go for one group if I don't want to just mess up the things around, if the 2 groups are there. Because if it is 2 groups, then you have to be very cautious, because 3 months and other things are very important. So that's the overall thing I want to let you guys know. And if any other things you want me to cover up, you can just ask me. I'll definitely just tell you something on that. So that is it, I think, from my side.
Great.
Okay,
So great.
Aryan wants to add something. Yeah, Aryan, please.
Yes, I just wanted to ask about the work profile. Like I heard that you could learn in industrial training, but in few months and in other months, you have to just do the routine job. Is it so?
See, everywhere it is a kind of a thing that sometimes you will get a new thing, but then after a period of time, you are just doing the repetition of the work. Even if you are in so let's example, if we say that you are in an accounting profile, so you will do the accounting. Let's say you are in a job and you are doing accounting of the whole year. Other year you are also next year you will also do the same thing. So it's a kind of repetition, right? So in industrial training, for few months you'll get new work, and then it can be expected that you might have to do the repetition of thing or the same work again and again. But the projects might change or other things might change. It's not like you are doing the same thing again and again, but kind of repetition will be everywhere. I think a few part of repetition will be everywhere.
All right. What you have done in corporate governance? So could you please brief about it?
Okay, so on the corporate governance part, what I used to do is I used to study the SEBI guidelines, what we have like NRC, or we have the risk management committee, or these things, LODR, and we used to study the industry practices, that what other companies are doing, how they are better than us, basically from the branding perspective, that how well they are making their brand good. And there was also some firm, that proxy advisory firms, which actually recommend the shareholders about their say on the resolution. We talk about the shareholder resolution, special resolution, ordinary resolution. So these proxy firms out there in the market, they used to analyze the resolution of a company, and then they'll recommend the shareholder that should you like you should say yes for the resolution or no for the resolution. Then shareholder take their call. So we used to study their guidelines, that how they are taking the things. So we used to then amend our resolution, or how can we better make our resolution in the market, so that it get a thumbs up and no thumbs down for that sake. So those part of the corporate governance thing. Yes.
All right. All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, Aryan. Thank you, Priya. Thank you so much for your
Yeah.
guidance. And now our
Thanks a
second
lot for
guest.
having me here. Yeah.
We are happy actually. You are talking to one-on-one with AIR. We are very blessed. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So
Okay,
I was
so-
just having one question. Like,
Okay.
if anyone have any other question, they can ask me right now, because I need to just drop off the call. I have some other things. So
Yep.
just
Yep,
if we
Priya.
have, can I like?
Yeah, actually they can ping you, or either I can also drop down your YouTube channel
Yeah.
link. You have that one, right? So I will drop it.
Yeah, I have that one. You can also drop down my LinkedIn ID, so they can ask me there
Sure,
also.
sure, sure. I'll provide
sort out
everything.
that. Okay, so yeah, thank you for the session.
Thanks,
Thank
Priya.
you,
Thanks for
Priya.
All
that.
the best to everyone for finding a best opportunity.
Thank you, Priya.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so moving on to our next speaker would be the person who again not only cracked video for the articleship purpose, but also was able to grab good opportunity of becoming CA industrial trainee in Dell Technologies. So Prakash, all yours, passing on to you, my friend. Please proceed.
Hi Disha, thanks for the wonderful intro, and thanks to Ajay and Disha for arranging this session. Wish I had this kind of session at my time. It would have been helpful. Hi everyone, my name is Prakash Chaudhary. I'm based out of Hyderabad. Done my articleship in video for 2.
Naveen?
One sec. Let me check.
Yeah,
Naveen, yeah.
muted. Yeah.
So yeah, from Hyderabad, done my articleship from video, and then I thought of what do you call? I got bored of audit actually, doing start audit, doing work papers and all. So I thought of, for a change, let's go for industrial training. And as you all like feel like, let's go for investment banking, equity, what do you call, asset management. Like even I had the same thing, but when I tried, but I couldn't find any opportunities there. Disha even shared me quite a few vacancies at that time. It was helpful too.
Mhm.
And finally, I got an opportunity at Dell. I found it on LinkedIn, and I applied for that. It was for accounting profile. When I gave interview, they were like, "We are hiring for accounting profile, some cash and bank accounting. You'll be handling this and that." I said, "I'm not interested in accounts. Like, is there any some other profile?"
I think this network goes down.
Hello. Am I audible to everyone?
Yeah, Jay, you are audible. I think his
Okay.
connection is, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, meanwhile,
No problem.
let me check.
Check with him.
Meanwhile, you can ask Ravi to,
Okay.
if it is possible.
So in the interest of time, because we have a deadline today as well. So in the interest of time, I will ask our last speaker, but not the least. छवि जिंदल। छवि ने काफी डिफिकल्टीज फेस करी हैं अपनी इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग जर्नी में, एंड फाइनली उनकी कंसिस्टेंसी एंड पेशेंस की वजह से she got offer from one of the biggest investment bank, that is JP Morgan Chase. And so छवि, अब हम आपसे सुनना चाहेंगे आपने कैसे ये अचीव किया, ताकि आपसे इंस्पायर होकर हम भी लोग और भी जर्नी में सक्सेसफुल हो सके। ओवर टू यू छवि।
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Chavi. I'm from Haryana. Thanks, Ajay and Disha, for giving me an opportunity. And I started searching for industrial in starting of June, but I get offer in the last week of July. And industrial training may take 2 or 3 months. To get an offer, you have some patience. And for industrial training, you must have first complete advanced ITT and GMCS, which I have done. And for interview, I can say I have done my SFM subject and advanced ITT, advanced accounts, which helped me in clearing the interview. They ask more questions on SFM and Ind AS. And firstly, I don't get any call in the first month of June. Then I get call from many company. Then at the last, I get call from JP Morgan, and I get selected, and my joining is from September starting. Thank you.
Great, Chavi.
Wonderful. Congratulations, Chavi, for your new journey ahead.
Thank you.
Have a great journey of this industrial training. Okay, Prakash was having a bad connection that time. Prakash, you may resume.
Yeah. I just connected my hotspot. Yeah.
No problem.
So I was saying, like, yeah, I got an interview call from Dell. Before that, I've given 4-5 interviews. I given interview at GS, I've given interview at UBS and HSBC, and I got selected for all. But I didn't like the work profile there. Then I finally had interview with Dell, and they said the role is for accounting. And I told a friend, okay, I'm not interested for accounts. Like, is there any some other profile which I can? They said we'll decide based on your interview questions and how you perform in interview. I said, okay, let's go. Then the interview was around 4-5 rounds, and the questions were basically from like general, like how you handle the stress and how you handle the pressure and all, and some article situational case study based questions, situational questions. And I cracked the interview, and I got into business finance analyst for Dell India business. On daily basis we do business performance analysis of Dell. Basically, my role involves analyzing the planning versus actual. How is market performing? How is your competitor HP is doing? How are they pricing their products? And what's our inventory? Like, do we have enough inventory to sell the product? And let's say like the Q3 starting for Dell, the next quarter will start in tomorrow. So I need to make sure I have a plan ready. I have a offers, what all offers will be running on Dell, and what all campaign will be running, like everything basically related to market. We are daily connected with the market, I can say. Like, we have a daily review at 11:30 morning. So we review the performance of a day before yesterday. Yeah, day before day. Yeah. And the role is so fascinating and so challenging. I'm really loving it. And there's no work pressure at all. My manager is so cool, and people are very good here. I can say I'm getting time for my studies as well, and weekends are completely off. So no, and I was in Bangalore for 4 months. I came back today, yesterday only. Yeah, today morning. Yeah, you can have. If
Okay.
you have any questions, you can ask me.
Yeah, Kaushik, I think have one.
Yeah, I have two questions. The number one
Sure.
question is, have you completed your advanced IT and OC training before joining industrial training?
I completed both before joining IT. I thought I won't be getting much time. In the interview itself, they asked me, like, have you completed both the trainings, because we won't be giving much leaves. And they said they'll be giving 3 months leaves. And I couldn't complete my all classes. I was able to complete 1 or 2 classes, and I'm planning to take fast track because I have less time, and I have plan for that. I'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, Harmandeep
Harmandeep Singh.
Hi Prakash, hi everyone.
Hi.
Prakash, I have the almost same case like you. I am also doing articles
Okay.
in KPMG, one of the big four, in
Okay.
audit profile as well.
Okay.
So I want to ask, I'm in second year of my articleship. So in third year, I'm gonna be learning some advanced things like managing whole engagement on myself. So should I in third year should I switch to industrial training where I am gonna be a fresher and can learn some new thing, or should I stick to audit profile where I can go to an expert level? So what's your say in this?
Basically, I saw my seniors, they were doing the same thing which they did in second year, same work papers and all. So I thought for a change, let's switch and let's see how it goes. I did for 1.5 year in video, and I got enough exposure. So in third year as well, I was getting the same thing. I saw my seniors, they were doing the same thing. So I thought industrial training would be good. So that's why.
Okay.
If you think you'll get, definitely you'll get the different exposure in third year. If you think you will get to handle the engagement as a whole, then you should stay and learn. Else, if you think the same work you'll be doing, then I say, why don't you give a chance to industrial training? You'll definitely learn something different.
Okay, Prakash. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Aryan Sutaria.
Anyone else?
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, audible.
Yes.
Hi Prakash. I just
Hi.
completed my clear my inter in May 22. So right now, actually, I am keen about going for industrial training, but I was interested for article to begin my articleship in valuations. But what I've observed in right now in all these firms was that valuations being a non-traditional field, they are not considering much. If we go in valuations, the chances of going in industrial training after that are very bleak. So can you just enlighten about that?
Like I'll talk based on my experience. Let's say like there are two persons in my team. Both are from video, and one is from a GST, and I'm from audit. So like their role, irrespective of their role, they have got into finance. And so it doesn't matter what you did in articleship. Like if you're able to crack the interview and if you're able to perform well in interview, you'll get whatever role you want. Yeah, I think. And
No,
I
actually,
saw a few. Yeah.
sorry, like it's not actually about the experience. Like it's about the permission from the principal about that. Like majority valuation firms like
Okay.
Transaction Square and all, they're not giving the permission for that. Desai Hari Bhakti, Transaction Square, KNAV. So about that, I
Basic.
wanted to.
Yeah, like wherever I did actually articleship in two firms, and they gave me permission to take transfer wherever I want, because we have right, like within 1 year we can take transfer, and for industrial training also we can take transfer. We can show the ICI guidelines. If they still don't agree, I'd say if you plan to go industrial training, join the firm where they give permission. Else, don't prefer that firm. If you like actually you really want to go industrial training, then go join such firm where they give permission for industrial training. Otherwise, you don't. I don't suggest that.
Oh, thank you so much.
Aryan, one thing I wanted to
Yeah.
add here regarding your question. So I would say that right now, as you pass the intermediate exam, so for next 1 year, I would recommend that if you able to work on the reporting part, financial reporting preparation, these things, then you will be able to understand the second year. In second year, you will be able to like analyze those things. If you're able to go right in 1 year, you will be able to understand the reporting part. Then you will be able to understand the analysis. I think valuations and analysis. These all things. I would say that in first year, you should work on the financial preparation. Okay, valuation and analysis should be like in the second year, so that it will be your base will be strong. Okay, so I would recommend you that to work on the reporting or preparation part. Okay.
And I wanted to ask the reporting and exposure you are talking about. In which field will I get that?
So in audit, if you are working in a CA audit firm, so various firms like they do reporting for their clients, and at the same time they do the audit also. So like take some small client. If you are working on some small, if you are working in a small firm, you get to work on reporting part also. Okay, so try to gather those things. That will help you to like focusing on the valuation at the end of your at the end of your first year of article.
Thank you so much.
I guess Vikas has some questions.
Okay.
Like he's asking what kind of questions are asked in GS and Dell. Okay. In GS, I gave actually 2 times. Okay, 3 times interview in GS. Actually, the role was for what do you call it? Some I don't remember, controller. Yeah, some LEC, legal entity controller. And for that, the questions were from India's. Yeah, like basically from India's, and the Excel shortcuts they were asking like on interview itself. They were like, what's the shortcut for filter? What's the shortcut for remove the filter? What's the shortcut for formatting? Like you should know the basic shortcuts for the. They asked me in GS interview, and for Dell interview, I said like they didn't ask anything from Indians and all, like all the question were like general, like if you're good at what you have done in 1.5 year, you have good exposure. If you know the subject, you can answer. Like it's not in related to subjects specific. I can say that. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Is everyone clear? And
Saurav, I think, have one.
Saurabh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Saurabh, you have any questions? Okay, so let's move on. Okay, we need to connect again.
Thank you all.
Thanks
Hey, hi
everybody.
Prakash, Priyanshu this side.
Okay.
Yeah, Priyanshu.
Priyanshu is speaking.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, so I'm currently in Video Bangalore doing my articleship in M&A Tax Department. And I have completed 13 months of my articleship. And as we know that we can join articleship from 18th month, which will be basically January 2023 for me. So I have two questions. First is when should I start looking for industrial training, a month before? And second is what is the average time that company took in hiring process? Like as we know that we have to also give the notice period to Video for 3 months. I mean 3 months prior before joining. So that is the two questions for me.
Sure. I can answer that. I'll take my example. My 18 months was completing on January 22 this year. I started applying exactly 3 months before.
Okay,
so I started, like I prepared my resume. I started giving interview. Started applying actually, and basically like this HSBC and JP Morgan and one or two companies. Like I got very late response. I didn't get any response from JP Morgan as I didn't see any vacancies at my time. But for HSBC, I can say they take around 2 to 3 months to reply. And when after I joined Dell, I got a call from Cadbury, like Mondelez International. They were like they have vacancies. They replied after 2 months. So it might take up to 2 to 3 months. I can say, look, better you start applying before 3 months. That'll help. That'll help you. I got after 5 months. Like when I started applying in November. So I joined in April for Dell.
Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes it might take time. So better you start.
Okay, basically few financial firms like JP Morgan and this
yeah.
On LinkedIn, I see that they are posts say that immediate joining is required for industrial training. So I'm like, if they are joining immediately, then how can I just inform my principal that I will be leaving? So that is the thing.
So Priyanshu will cover that. One second. Sorry for interruption. Actually, Priyanshu, that will be covered in my session. I'll share you the exact what are the timings, that all the timelines I'll share. Okay, so don't worry. All GS, Goldman Sachs, and this Credit Suisse, JP Morgan, how they recruit industrial trainees, will share that. Okay, don't worry. And we'll share you one group.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so due to the time constraints, we need to stop or resume part 1 later on in the next session. So please, if you can rejoin the session, leave and rejoin.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Leave and rejoin. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.